Children's safety and security is our priority. It's everybody's responsibility to protect them from harm. So let's do our part to make our roads safe for them. Always exercise discipline and courtesy as you drive on the roads. Hi there, I'm Arroyo Eubanks. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. On today's show, see what the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing will be doing to develop the transportation infrastructure this financial year. Plus, the rural safe school bus service is up and running. There's more to come in our half-hour journey, but to see it all, you must stick around. So sit back and relax. This year, the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing is doing work on several fronts to improve and develop Jamaica's transportation infrastructure to world-class standards. Up next, we take a look at a few of the major improvements planned.
The Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing continues to support the development of modern infrastructure as Jamaica strives to achieve first world status.
Economic and social development in this era, and I say this era deliberately, requires improved world-class infrastructure. Improved infrastructure not only promotes additional investments for productive activities, but in and of themselves, they provide employment and facilitate improved efficiency in the social sectors such as education and health.
Among the main infrastructure projects getting government's attention is the north-south leg of Highway 2000.
The two remaining sections, Section 1, Ferry to Linstead, and Section 2, Monique to the North Coast Highway, are more than two-thirds completed. Our confident projection is that the entire highway will be open for business in the first quarter of 2016. Yes?
China Harbour Engineering Company's $600 million investment already allowed the August 2014 opening of Section 2. That means smooth travel from Linstead to Monique, also known as the Mount Rossa bypass.
Already it has radically changed travel patterns between the two urban centers.
The highway developers have given the ministry a proposal for utilizing part of the adjacent lands that have been tapped for development under the Public-Private Partnership Agreement. CHEC's plan includes the construction of 3 hotels with nearly 2,400 rooms, as well as nearly 600 housing units.
Expenditure on the highway and the associated developments will be in excess, way in excess of $1 billion.
Government's Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project is also getting traction. Stanley Consultants Incorporated has given the Transport Ministry the final feasibility study report, other reports and preliminary designs for the project. The highway will improve the southern coastal corridors of the island, from Harbour View to Port Antonio and from Negril to Mandeville. The ministry is far advanced in identifying concessionary funding for the project.
The priority is to do Section 1, Harbour View to Port Antonio, but starting with Harbour View to Morant Bay. When we've done that, then the whole of Jamaica will be linked by modern highways.
The expansion and modernization of the Kingston Container Terminal, KCT, is now moving at full speed. In April, the Port Authority of Jamaica signed a $510 million concession agreement with French firm Terminal Link CMA CGM to dredge and expand the shipping channel to accommodate mega vessels. It will be done in 2 parts, with the first phase to be completed in August.
The concession will see the consortium making an upfront payment to the PAJ of $75 million with an annual fixed fee of $15 million plus a variable fee of 8% of gross revenue. Whilst the concession will be mutually beneficial, Mr. Speaker, the most important benefit for Jamaica is that this expenditure is taking place, which will make the KCT ready for regional and international competition. And this is totally the responsibility of the concessionaire, with no debt guarantee being provided by the government of Jamaica and no additional debt being assumed by the GOG.
Government is also pulling in the private sector to help upgrade Jamaica's infrastructure for air travel. The privatization of the Norman Manley International Airport (NMIA) is now expected to be completed by early 2016. A suitable investment partner is to be selected from 5 firms that have indicated their interest in the bidding process.
We take particular pleasure in the fact that 2 shortlisted consortium include Jamaican partners. I've also been informed that a 3rd is actively seeking collaboration with Jamaican firms involved in the aviation industry.
Meanwhile, money from the airport improvement fee will be used to begin the expansion of the Donald Sangster International Airport in short order. This follows acquisition of 75% shares in the airport by Mexican firm GAP from its previous Spanish holders, Albertis Airports.
GAP is the largest privately owned airport operator in Mexico. Their willingness to make a significant investment in MBJ, just under $200 million US, is yet another testament to the positive investment climate perceived about Jamaica by the international community.
The enterprise team set up to manage the privatization of the Jamaica Railway Corporation's assets is now reviewing a proposal to do just that. It comes from Herzog Contracting Corporation, and the JRC's enterprise team is to make a recommendation to Cabinet on the suitability of the proposal. More is being done to improve Jamaica's infrastructure stock. In the 2015-2016 fiscal year, the Major Infrastructure Development Program (MIDP) will rehabilitate 60 kilometers of road at a cost of $1.5 billion. Another $127 million will be used to rehabilitate bridges.
6 road contracts have been sent for letting, while 2 others, Chovy via Claremont to Highgate and St. Mary, and Mandeville to Spurtree via Swabies Hope, will be carried out by check in this fiscal year. Repairs to 6 bridges will take place: Silent Hill in Clarendon, Jacobs River 1 and 2 in Portland, Latium in St. James, Vanity Fair in St. Catherine.
Government is not just laying infrastructure in the 2015-2016 fiscal year. It's also upgrading how the public navigates the environment. That includes further improvements at the Jamaica Urban Transit Company to accommodate 64 million passengers in the fiscal year.
Our commitment is to provide an efficient, world-class service because our ordinary citizens deserve to be treated in that way.
Government is also looking to replicate the success of the Rural Safe School Bus system in Clarendon. It should drive into Manchester in September, providing a more reliable and safer option for students. Meanwhile, the Portmore municipality is tapped for its own transportation hub.
My ministry has signed a conditional build design contract with a Belgium consortium consisting of the firms which built the Halfway Tree Transport Centre.
More than 47 million euros will be spent constructing the Portmore Transport Centre over 2 years. In the capital city, new transportation arrangements are being planned for downtown Kingston. This will involve a reduction of buses in the parade area. The ministry will also be improving the operations of JUTC buses and other public passenger vehicles in the downtown transportation centre at Petron Street, Darling Street and North and South Parade. The Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing, developing systems and infrastructure for economic expansion and growth, all towards improving the standard of living of every Jamaican.
Lesson. A verb is an action word.
Parents need to become more involved in their children's education.
Parents are the first and in many cases the most important teachers.
Read with your children. Review their schoolwork. Visit their school.
Tapping and rapping and slapping, I said.
Nice! High five! Woo!
A good education will never decay.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
A partnership involving government, schools, and private sector interests is taking place to provide safe and secure commute for rural students. Clarendon is excited about the change, and government wants the same for other parishes. Let's see why.
School children in Clarendon are riding to classes in safety and comfort. Since February 2015, they've been on board the Rural Safe School Transportation Program.
It's an example to other areas.
This landmark project was conceptualized by the Clarendon Parish Council. It's now a successful partnership involving the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing, the Transport Authority, Jamaica Constabulary Force, schools in the parish, and private bus operators. It began by transporting 1,700 students from 3 Clarendon high schools, but has since expanded to 7 schools and is looking to accommodate even more. 10 private bus operators were brought on board to supplement the initial 3 JUTC buses. Those private bus operators had to sign a memorandum of understanding, agreeing to adhere to standards set out by the Transport Authority.
It is a standard-driven program, and we do everything to ensure that the standards are maintained. Any operator that fails to maintain the standards will not be maintained in the program. Safe, the emphasis on safe. And so the buses that are utilized in this program have to meet certain structural integrity criteria. They have to be safe, they have to be clean, they have to have safety gadgets attached to them.
It mirrors the St. Catherine's school bus program, which was launched in September 2013, and the school's transportation program in Portmore and Manchester.
We work closely with the school, the PTA and the school administration to ensure that our students are adhering to the timetables so that again it becomes part of their own discipline to ensure punctuality, which later on will redound in a high level of productivity.
For the long term, government sees the system in Clarendon, St. Catherine and Manchester as a blueprint for fine-tuning strategies to institute a national rural school transportation service.
We won't be able to replicate JUTCs all over the island, but nonetheless, within the constraints of the resources available to us, I commit that my ministry will work with the relevant parties in providing safe transportation to and from school for all our school children.
The Clarendon example points to huge benefits from such a system.
Arrival at school on time, improvement in punctuality at school, improvement in attendance. And what I mean by improvement in attendance? Because students are not benefiting from lower fare, traveling comfort, no more lapping up, restoration of discipline, again no lewd and loud music, no careless and reckless driving. Operators are more courteous.
It's a breath of fresh air for us at Garvey Maceo because we were exposed initially to like the shuttle buses.
But now that that does not exist anymore, we feel assured that our students will come ready for learning, settled.
We normally arrive at school very late because of the shuttle buses. They didn't have any specific time to pick us up. And at times, I was really annoyed by the music and the lapping up. Now I can go to school in fine style and comfort.
And also the students, they get to integrate.
If I'm not able to study at home, I'm able to study in the bus on my way to school.
Everybody want the AC, so everybody take the bus. So we appreciate it and we love it a lot. We thank the government a lot for putting this service in place for us.
It's very important that we ensure that our children are safe all the time, but particularly on the way to and from school. Through creative thinking, we can provide a worthy service which allows our children to move to and from safely and in some level of comfort.
The Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA is committed to quality customer service. The recently announced increases in passport fees will now take effect on Monday, June 1. As of that date, it will cost $6,500 for an adult passport and $4,000 for a passport for a minor. To better serve members of the public who need to get or renew their passports, from Tuesday, May 26 to Friday, May 29, PICA will accept and process passport applications at the National Indoor Sports Center starting at 6 a.m. daily. The Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA, securing our borders, safeguarding our sovereignty.
On the board this week, the University of Technology Jamaica's College of Health Sciences and Caribbean School of Nursing will be hosting their second biennial Nursing and Midwifery Research Conference on August 13 and 14. The conference will be held under the theme Optimizing Health Outcomes Through Nursing and Midwifery Research. The deadline for submission of abstracts is June 15. Submit your abstracts to Andrea Pusey-Murray at Caribbean School of Nursing, UTEC. Email andrea.pusey-murray@utech.edu.jm. Grace Women International presents its first annual conference under the theme Helping Women Achieve Their Divine Destiny. This will be held on Saturday, May 23 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Chambers of God International, located at F17 James Warehouse Complex, Mandeville, Manchester, featuring Reverend Grace Adigold and Reverend Fräulein Gutzma. Contact 545-3243 or 823-9365 for more detail. The Maranatha Gospel Hall Music Program Ministry presents its annual Evening of Excellence on Sunday, May 31 at the Maranatha Gospel Hall, 7 Deanery Road, Kingston 16, starting time 6 p.m. The event will feature the JCF Band, JCF Choir, Yikangale and Paul Henry. An offering will be taken towards the restoration of the vestry. For more information, call 928-1098, email maranatha1929@yahoo.com, or visit online at maranathagospelhall.org. And all fisherfolk, marine users and other stakeholders operating within Jamaica's southern coastal waters from west to east are being advised that a survey and some limited seafloor sampling activity are currently being conducted. The work is to provide an understanding of the marine geology. It's being done until the end of June. All persons and vessels must take the necessary precaution. For further information, contact Tulla Jamaica Limited, 22B Old Hope Road, Kingston 5. Email david.barrett@tullaoil.com or call 342-9996. And that's all for our community notices today. Send us your events for broadcast on the JIS Community Notice Board by calling 922-868022 or sending an email to cbishop@jis.gov.jm.
Child neglect is a big no-no under the law. Parents should not leave children by themselves for a long period of time without supervision, care, or food.
And even if we get in trouble with police officers, they should not beat or harm us. The police should protect children.
In fact, it's the duty of all adults to get help for us if we are being harmed or abused. And boys and girls, we too have a responsibility to get help for ourselves if we are being neglected or abused.
Let's not keep it to ourselves. We should talk to an adult we can trust. We should not stop talking until abuse stops, and we should not feel guilty or blame ourselves about it.
Here are some agencies and persons we can call for help. The Police Special Unit for Child Abuse. They can be reached at, do you have a pencil and paper ready? The number is 926-7318. That's 926-7318, or you can simply call 119.
You can also call the Friends Children's Hotline at 977-5754 or Jamaica Coalition on the Rights of the Child. Their number is 970-1776. Remember, they are here to help us.
Read more, learn more, change the globe.
The Jamaican economy grew by 0.3% in the January to March quarter of 2015. We recap that and other news developments next.
Hello, I'm Stacey Ann Smith with your JIS News of the Week. The PIOJ reported this week that the Jamaican economy grew by 0.3% in the January to March 2015 quarter when compared to the corresponding period last year. This was primarily due to the 0.6% increase in the services industry led by hotels and restaurants.
For hotels and restaurants, estimated to have grown by 4%, largely reflecting increased arrivals from Jamaica's primary source market, the United States of America. Total arrivals increased by 9.9% to 1,078,828 visitors.
The overall goods-producing industry declined by 0.7%, although there was a 1.4% increase in construction. During last Sunday's Workers' Week Thanksgiving service, it was announced that Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller would be leading members of her government in a series of town hall meetings to engage citizens on issues affecting children.
She's getting on the road. So on the 28th of this month, she'll be in Clarendon. She'll be in Westmoreland. She'll be in other parishes where we see that the upsurge of abuse is taking place, because there are certain parishes and we're driven by data.
Children are the focus of this year's Labor Day activities, with Jamaicans asked to create spaces of beauty and safety for children on Monday, May 25. Meanwhile, during a broadcast to the nation, the Prime Minister revealed that government was expanding the number of agencies to which reports of child abuse can be made. She also explained the circumstances under which parents may find themselves being charged for a new offence being called parental neglect.
When this comes into effect, a parent whose child is found in circumstances consistent with inadequate parental care and attention can be charged and tried for parental neglect. Such circumstances will include children found unsupervised on the streets or other public places late at night, or a child found living with an adult where the arrangement exposes the child to the risk of sexual or other abuse.
On Tuesday, Agriculture Minister Derek Kelly told Parliament that a meteorological drought had not yet been declared for Jamaica, but government was still taking steps to help farmers weather the current dry spell.
We all pray for more rains, but while we pray, we are ensuring through these initiatives that crops on the ground can be safeguarded.
Initiatives include the trucking of over 400 loads of water to farmers in the most affected areas starting this week. It's part of a $10 million intervention by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, which includes providing farmers with nearly 300 650-gallon water tanks. 190 drip irrigation kits will also be provided to farmers by the end of the month under the Rural Economic Development Initiative READY project. Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller handed out the certificates of possession to 100 former sugar workers living in Clifton, St. Catherine this week. By year-end, 300 more residents of the community will get their certificates of possession as part of SCJ Holdings' Community Regularization and Development Program.
Clifton is one of the first 30 communities in this phase of the project where the lots are being provided and residents are meeting the costs for the legal and infrastructure work necessary to get approvals and titles.
The Ministry of Health is urging people to get rid of mosquito breeding sites as it seeks to prevent an outbreak of the Zika virus in Jamaica. The Pan American Health Organization has warned of an outbreak of the Zika virus in Brazil and the potential for it to spread to other countries. The Zika virus is transmitted by the bite of an infected Aedes aegypti mosquito, and symptoms are similar to those of dengue.
The Ministry of Health is taking this threat very seriously, and we are urging all Jamaicans to do everything necessary to prevent mosquito breeding, particularly as the rains have returned. Also, for those persons who have been storing water because of the drought, we're asking that you ensure that these are covered to prevent mosquito breeding.
And finally, the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, has pushed back the implementation date for the fee increase on passports to June 1 instead of May 26. Meanwhile, to accommodate the large volume of customers, PICA says it's processing passport applications at the National Indoor Sports Complex from Tuesday, May 26 to Friday, May 29, starting at 6 a.m. daily. Applicants may also visit PICA's head office on Constant Spring Road in St. Andrew or other parish offices island-wide. And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Stacey Ann Smith.
They were heading home, playing in the streets just like they always did. When
I'll see you again.
My name is Sheldon Bell. I barely survived. My friend, she didn't. I'm now much more careful on the road. You should be too.
330 Jamaicans died in road crashes in 2014. 99 of the deceased were pedestrians. Road users, obey road rules. Walk, drive, and ride with care. Remember, road safety begins with you.
This is where we close Jamaica Magazine for today. We're back tomorrow with more useful information. In the meantime, keep the link. Use our Facebook and Twitter pages, YouTube channel, and the JIS website to stay in touch and get the very latest government information. On behalf of the team here at the JIS, I'm Arroyo Eubanks, reminding you to go out and be part of the labor of love that will take place in your community as we nurture the proper growth and development of our children this Labor Day.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.